Our residents need to know that we care. We care about the struggles they've been through and that many are still going through. We have to put people first in whatever we do, whether it's our response to the pandemic or how we address the housing crisis. There's a quote from President Theodore Roosevelt that says, "Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care." Throughout the pandemic, the city has focused on ways to keep our residents safe and well cared for. Launching programs like Great Plates Delivered has been a lifeline for more than 500 Elk Grove seniors while supporting Elk Grove restaurants.
During the pandemic came about the time my wife had some health issues and hasn't been able to really cook. And if you had to depend on my cooking, we'd be a lot thinner. And so the Great Plates program, our daughter got us acquainted with it, and it's filled a great gap. It's been a real blessing to us because of our health situations. And I would encourage anyone to sign up.
The city has invested over $4.4 million in the Great Plates program, with federal and state grants covering most of these costs, but it's not just for our seniors who have needed our help. Putting food on the table, paying for rent and utilities, and simply making ends meet has been a struggle for a lot of Elk Grove families. During this pandemic, the number of people needing help from the Elk Grove Food Bank has skyrocketed.
The changes that have occurred since March of last year have skyrocketed here. The increase in food assistance, the demand, and we've seen over 3,000 new people that have come here, and totaling over 7,000 new people. And 5 out of 10 of those are people that have never used a food bank before. And we've seen an increase in children of 43%, which is huge, and seniors also at 33%. We've seen people who are unemployed, who have lost their jobs, businesses that have closed. So all that has been due to the increase from the pandemic. The emergency funding from the City of Elk Grove has helped us keep our doors open. We could not have been self-sustainable without their assistance. We've been able to hire 2 new employees. We've been able to make our payroll because of that funding. We've been able to buy extra food, and especially more produce, which is really needed right now with the families and the children. So all of that has helped with the funding from the City of Elk Grove. If there's a silver lining to the pandemic, it would be the awareness that has been brought to the attention of, nationwide, of food banks in general, especially here in Elk Grove. There's always been, awareness has been a huge problem. That no, not in Elk Grove, it's a suburban area, it's a middle class area, but hunger affects everybody. It could be your next door neighbor, it could be someone you see in the grocery store. It's 365 days a year. It doesn't take a break, and there is no one face of hunger. And if somebody new coming to Elk Grove, I would want them to know that these services are available and there's no shame in being food insecure or hungry.
The city has provided $206,000 in emergency funding to the food bank to support the work they're doing to assist local families. As families begin to rebound, the food bank will be there to help them out in a new facility.
The new facility is going to be the first permanent home that the food bank has had in 47 years. So we are anticipating breaking ground at the end of March, and hopefully the project will be completed at the end of September. We'll be able to serve probably twice as many people as we're serving right now, and the facility be twice the size it is now. One of the exciting features that we've always had a problem with is cold storage. We've always had to ask people where we could store our turkeys during our annual turkey drive, and now we're going to have a 600-foot cold storage room.
While COVID-19 has impacted nearly everyone, there are some in our community who faced food insecurity and homelessness even before the pandemic. County guidelines and winter weather conditions left many people out in the cold earlier this year. In February, the city and CSD bypassed the county emergency standards and opened a warming center. Volunteers hosted 25 adults and children at the Wackford complex over 3 nights. But we estimate that there's more than 90 people experiencing homelessness in Elk Grove at any given time. In 2020, nonprofit partners and the police department recorded interactions with more than 300 homeless individuals. Working together, the city and CSD is reevaluating the guidelines we use for opening warming centers, cooling centers, to care for our residents who need us most. But we can't stop there. We'll continue to work with our nonprofit partners to provide navigation services, resources, and a variety of housing options that offer more people the chance at a better quality of life and the opportunity to move on from those outside encampments. We know that homelessness is a symptom of a much bigger problem. This spring, the City Council will consider changes to Elk Grove's housing element that would increase the number of affordable housing units in our city and address the severe housing shortages in our region. In 2013, the State of California and Sacramento Area Council of Governments estimated that Elk Grove needed to add more than 3,000 low-income density units by 2021 to meet the needs of its growing population. The city has added just 255 affordable housing units in that 8-year time frame, and the development of these units required a $12 million city investment. Banks simply aren't willing to finance affordable housing projects because the rents charged are too low to support loan payments, so developers have to find other funding sources. There simply isn't enough local or statewide subsidies to construct what we need, while the need for affordable housing units has never been greater.
We decided to have a lottery for the gardens at Quail Run just because there's an incredible amount of need out there. The last time we opened an affordable housing project a couple years ago, the Bow Street Apartments, we had over 1,400 people who were interested in those apartments, and there were 98 units in that project. This time we've had over 20,000 people who are interested in these units, just indicating the incredible level of need that's out there in the community for this type of housing. Rents here will range from about $500 on up to about $1,300 a month, depending on the income level and the number of bedrooms in the apartments.
Affordable housing is an important issue for the city of Elk Grove to tackle, and I know that myself and my colleagues plan to address these needs almost immediately.
The first units are expected to have move-ins at the beginning of April, and all the units are expected to be filled by the end of April. And we are working hard to get the lottery completed and get rental applications out to those folks who are selected.
At a cost of $27 million to develop, the gardens at Quail Run took on a bank loan of $4.5 million. The rest of the project is funded through a tax credit financing, a $5 million city loan, and fee waivers. It's a start, but we have a long way to go. We'll continue to work with our regional partners to explore ways to offer a variety of housing options that support a diversity of lifestyles and income levels. But putting people first isn't just about helping our residents. We have to build our businesses up again and let them know how much we appreciate them. That is why in February, I launched the COVID-19 Economic Recovery Task Force that has brought together local businesses, labor, and nonprofit leaders. This group is developing strategies to connect hardworking families and small businesses with available local, state, and federal resources to help them make ends meet and maybe even get ahead again.
I'm thrilled to be a part of the task force, and part of what we plan to do, we have gathered a group of representatives from a diverse variety of industries, nonprofits, as well as residents. We plan to gather information about resources and assistance that may be available that folks are not aware of. And we hope to gather that all together in one convenient location so that it's easily accessible and easily understandable. We are also hoping to partner with lots of other organizations to provide some hands-on, one step-by-step instruction on how to access those resources as well.
As a small business owner, it's important to know the steps that are needed to get back to your business, to getting back to a profitability, to be able to disseminate the information to your employees too, that you as a small business owner care about the welfare of their families too, being able to navigate through and be able to pay their bills, be able to make sure the schooling needs are for their children, to get them back to what they need so they can do their work effectively and efficiently too, to know their children are taken care of. The work that we're doing with the task force is going to help our small businesses, our families and residents get back to everyday living in a very effective and efficient way, but most of all, to know where to find that information and how to apply for it, and that they have a partner with the city to help them back to their recovery is an important feeling to know that you're not alone.
I think this work is so important because the economic recovery of this community will depend on the ease of access to resources. It will depend on consumer confidence. It will depend on small businesses being able to learn best practices and have access to the things that they need. We're a resilient community, but we need the information to be able to get there. If anyone has any information on resources or assistance that may be available that maybe is not quite as widely known, we would love to hear about it. You can email me or contact me. And also, I would like to thank our task force members. They've been doing incredible work, and we're so grateful for their time and talents. And so, thanks everyone.
This work is in addition to the efforts at City Hall to connect Elk Grove businesses with nearly $500,000 in grants and $1.2 million in low-interest flexible loans. Flexibility is the key to doing business during the pandemic, and our restaurants and businesses continue to adapt, overcome the many challenges put in their path over the past year. With entitlements passed last year, the city has made it easier for restaurants to set up eating areas that support a lively outdoor dining scene. And we've even had a few new places open during the pandemic, including Cicadas Cantina, Pieology, Hungry Pecker Brewing Company, and Chando's Tacos. We're looking forward to another new restaurant coming to Old Town as part of the Railroad Street Project. DNS Development is revitalizing 2 historic buildings near the railroad tracks. A cornerstone of this project will be a new restaurant and bar with 7,000 square feet of outdoor dining space. This would become one of the largest outdoor family-friendly dining experiences in Elk Grove and a catalyst for further development of this historic area. As you can tell, I am passionate about supporting our local businesses. Simply put, buying local helps our neighbors. Expanding on the city's Why Buy Local campaign, Explore Elk Grove, the Chamber of Commerce and the city are introducing a new Shop Local Passport program. Launching in April, the program will offer savings like a free coupon book that's delivered by text. Elk Grove businesses of all kinds are eligible to participate. We think the program will offer a win-win for our residents and our businesses. To check out the Passport program, please visit our website. While we might have expected the pandemic to slow us down, local development has continued to stay strong. New housing and commercial development is busier than last year, and big projects are preparing to launch, including the Wilton Rancheria Casino.
This marks a significant increase in the number of jobs available in the city and provides a path to self-sufficiency for the members of this tribe. What's more, it will offer Elk Grove residents and visitors a large number of new dining and entertainment options. But the benefits of this project won't end there. Our agreement with the tribe will provide Elk Grove with more than $130 million over the next 20 years. Funding for the city, the school district, Cosumnes CSD, and nonprofit organizations will allow us to hire more officers, maintain roadways, and provide programs and services that support our community. I am proud for our city but I am mostly proud for all of you, the elders, the tribal members. Congratulations on this momentous occasion.
Public Works is taking advantage of fewer motorists on the road to tackle projects that fix our roads, improve our drive, and prepare for the future. Crack sealing work was recently completed on more than 100 lane miles of Elk Grove roadways. This work helps extend the life of our roads and saves taxpayer dollars. Work is also underway to widen Grant Line Road from 2 lanes to 4 lanes between Waterman Road and Bradshaw Road as part of the Capital Southeast Connector Project, a regional collaboration connecting I-5 and Highway 99 south of Elk Grove to Highway 50 east of El Dorado Hills. That segment will be completed next spring. Work to widen Canberra Road between Promenade Parkway and Bruceville Road is scheduled to start this summer. Signs of the return to a new normal are starting to show. Vaccination clinics are preparing us to re-engage in the life we knew before. Essential workers are continuing to lead us on that road to recovery. From first responders to delivery drivers, healthcare workers to restaurant and retail professionals, your service and dedication to our community cannot be overlooked. Thank you to our Cosumnes Fire Department and all Elk Grove's frontline essential workers for all that you do. Families everywhere look forward to the safe return to our classrooms for our students and teachers. And we're excited about the future that brings back opportunities to safely gather, play, and celebrate at festivals and events. We have a lot to look forward to this summer. We'll bring the reopening of Old Town Plaza and start the process for relocating the Old Town Library to the former Rite Aid building on Elk Grove Boulevard and Waterman Road. We'll continue the conversation on the transformation of the Camera Road corridor to meet our future needs, and we'll take time to celebrate the opening of Elk Grove's 100th park, Sing and Car Park, and the Preserve at District 56.